Good morning, everyone. We are embarking on our learning of DEVORAH written by the Ramak of Moshe Cordovero, the classic work that explains the 13 attributes of mercy of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we begin with the Hagdama, with the introduction. And he writes the following: Ha'adam roi she'izdam l'kainai. It is fitting and proper for a person to emulate and resemble the ways of his kaino, of his master HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then he will be something that is like an example of the tzur yoina, of the supernal form, the one of HaKadosh Baruch Hu above. Tselem u'demus, the tselem, which means the image, and demus means the likeness. When a person is medama themselves, when they begin to emulate the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they live their life as an example of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ways, this is how you gain for yourself the tselem u'demus, the image and the likeness of Hashem. Because if you would only liken yourself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in some kind of physical way, which of course is impossible, and not in the actions, meaning if you hold yourself in a way of physical godliness, yet your pu'ulos, your actions, will not be a mirror image to the godliness that you are striving for, then a person ends up disparaging the form, the tzur, the form and the shape of the Tzelem Elokim. And they will say about such a person, tzur no'eh, his physicality, his physical nature is beautiful. However, umaisim ku'urim, but his actions are ugly and despicable. If a person just tries to show some kind of a godliness that somehow manifests itself in the physical world, but he does not condition his actions, his maisim, his pu'ulais, his midais, his character traits, to be a representation of that which he is trying to resemble and go in the ways of his Creator. So then, even though he might look good and he might attract attention when he goes down the street because of the good clothing and the hairstyle and the like that he has, but his maisim ku'urim, his actions, are ugly because they're not something that is emulating the ways of Hashem. Because the main image and the likeness that a person has that is striving to be like Elyon, like the one above, like the Rabbi Shalom, is in the pu'ulaisav, it is in one's actions. You see the godliness of a person, you see the emulation of HaKadosh Baruch in the pu'ulais, in the deeds that a person does. Where do you see his godliness? In the chesed that he performs. Where do you see a person likening themselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? In the mercy that they have on others. Where do you see a representation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu here in this world? When you see somebody reaching into their pocket and giving tzedakah to the poor. However my pu'ulais, my deeds and my actions are going to be, that will be the determining factor whether or not I'm actually living a life of demus, where I'm medameh myself, I am likening myself to Hashem. What benefit is going to be to this person if he's just kind of resembling HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the mus, tavni, sevarav, with the shape of his limbs and the like? Again, you cannot liken yourself to Hashem in the physical world. But what if a person would just get locked into this idea that as long as my body is conditioned and running and moving in the right ways, and as long as I look good in every single picture that I take, and my clothes are always impeccable, and my limbs are loose and moving and running, and I'm going from here and to there, if that is what a person thinks it means to live a life of godliness, but his actions and his deeds, he's not resembling and he's not emulating the ways of Hashem, so then what in fact is this person really accomplishing? Says the DEVORAH that the main part of a person which is going to be a reflection of the Tzelem Elokim in this world is the person that is striving to be mizdameh, l'koinoi, to emulate the ways of his Creator, of his Master, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That means if I want to do that, I have to understand what are the ways of Hashem. How does HaKadosh Baruch Hu expect of me to be medameh myself, to liken myself to Him? What does HaKadosh Baruch Hu ask of a person that He wants from us to do in order that when people will look at us, they will see an extension and an expression of Tzelem Elokim, of HaKadosh Baruch Hu Himself? That is really what the whole Sefer of DEVORAH is about, and that is about what he's about to get to in the next part of the Hakdama, in his introduction, to inform us of what are these traits, these midos, these character traits that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has, that He wants us to emulate and to live with in great sincerity all the days of our life. Have a wonderful day.